Alirio Uribe has dedicated his life to giving free legal aid to victims of injustice in Colombia. A human rights lawyer, he and his staff work to uncover evidence of wrongdoing, and sometimes it points directly towards government officials. But if Alirio Uribe was ever a thorn in the side of the state, he and all of the staff that work at the NGO that he runs have now become victims of spying by Colombia's intelligence agency, the DAS, which is akin to the FBI in the US or the MI5 in the UK.
The DAS were intercepting my emails, mail, phone calls, and agents even rented an apartment close to my house to spy on me all the time, to see who was coming and going from my house. They followed my children and my wife. They rummaged through the trash of my house to see what they could find. They secretly made copies of my house keys.
And Alirio Uribe's story is one shared by others. Journalists, Supreme Court justices, university professors, clergy members, opposition lawmakers, and human rights activists.
They all were illegally spied upon by the DAS without a judicial order as a way to gain information that could later be used against them. They also had something else in common. All of them at some point had been outspoken critics of current government policy.
DAS agents say as much in internal memos and emails. In one memo, an agent writes they are, quote, following organizations and people who tend to voice opposition to government policies with the objective of restricting or neutralizing their actions, end quote. The memos are included in a preliminary report by the Attorney General's office, obtained by Al Jazeera. The news of the DAS's illegal actions was first uncovered by the news magazine Semana earlier this year. It's since caused a major scandal in Colombia. It's also raising further questions. The agency reports directly to the Office of the President, and its director is appointed by the President, leaving some to wonder just who was calling the shots.
It's difficult to think that someone in the executive branch hasn't been involved in giving directives so that the DAS conducts this systematic, again, type of surveillance of the Colombian population.
DAS officials have said they received no orders from the executive branch, and thus far there's no evidence suggesting otherwise. But the scandal won't go away. Semana magazine reported last week the illegal spying continues. An official from DAS initially agreed to an interview with Al Jazeera, but after the new allegations surfaced, they declined, saying things have become too, quote, complicated. For victims like Alirio Uribe, the full extent of what was done to them may never be known, since according to investigators, DAS agents destroyed most of the evidence before it could be recovered. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Bogota, Colombia.